Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun. No, this is not Generation War, that's Agarest. Shadowrun Hong Kong. Huxley coined the term in the late 1950s, I believe. He nods. Yes, that's right. The seeds of the idea trace it back even further to 1920s and J.B.S. Haldane, but it was Huxley who popularized it. Now, the transhumanist vision has progressed beyond philosophy. It is fact. Look around you. Cybernetics are a fact of everyday life. The synthesis of man and machine is the crowning achievement of humanity as a people. I believe that we are well on our way to a truly post-human future, one in which the synthesis of man and machine is perfected to the point that the terms become interchangeable. In such a future, the capacity for unlimited self-repair would be indistinguishable from immortality. You can see, then, why the theft of my research came as such a blow. My former colleagues hadn't just stolen from me. They'd taken my contribution to the future of our species and reduced it to a bargaining chip. Yeah, I get it. I'd be upset too. I was more than upset, my friend. I was livid, I still am. But all will be made right in the fullness of time. I am nothing if not a patient man. I can wait. He rises, brushes himself off, and with that I'm afraid that I'm going to have to bid you good night. I've taken enough of a break for one evening. There is still work to be done, and it would be lax of me to put it aside any longer. Thanks, Rector. It was interesting. Good luck with that. He nods. Good night. Okay, so there's a... I could, I guess, try to talk to him again, but I don't think it would work very well. Um, I still have not found where our Gaichu is. This is Duncan's room. We've already talked about him. Uh, there's the storage thing. I'm going to see if I can find Gaichu. They usually members of your crew hang around. I didn't expect him to be there. In your area. There's Isabel. Okay, I'm not seeing him. So let's take a rest and see if we get some optional karma. You wake with a start, your limbs bound up in a sweaty tangle of linen bedsheets. An incredible sorrow swells in your chest. You feel empty, half-starved and alone. Fragmentary memories of a half-remembered dream fill your mind. They're already fading away to nothing. Chase the memories. You close your eyes and concentrate, willing yourself to keep the dream from slipping away. Gradually the memory comes back to you. The walled city. You were back in the walled city. You don't remember how you got there, but it couldn't have been any place else. Even the barrens weren't so squalid. You remember craning your neck to look above you. The buildings that made up this part of the walled city were new construction, even cheaper than the old. Now their foundations had rotted out from under them, and the buildings leaned into one another like a gang of drunken men. A rain of plaster and asbestos sprinkled down, dusting your shoulders. You began to creep forward, picking your way apart past the piles of refuse and debris, past the pimps and the dumpster fires, the broken glass and the dirty needles. The air reeked of rot and sewage and industrial waste, a disgusting melange that caught in your sinuses and crawled down your throat. You gagged on the stink, but it didn't slow you down. In the back of your mind, you knew that you had reason to be doing this. There was nothing for you in the walled city. You shouldn't have been there. But the rest of you was hungry, unbearably, indescribably hungry. And that part of you knew that if you keep moving, you'd finally get to eat. As you forced your way deeper into the walled city, locals stood at the windows and stared. Inexplicably, some of them dropped to their knees. You kept moving. You could see something in the distance, a silhouette, something enormous, at least twice the size of a troll, but delicate. It was beautiful. The huge figure beckoned you, gesturing with a slender limb. An explosion of warmth filled your chest. You knew that if only you could reach it, your problems would be over. She, would make all your sorrows disappear. You moved forward at a crawl, but the figure felt impossibly far away. You reached out, calling to her, and then you woke up. The empty feeling in your stomach slowly fades, taking the strength and vibrance of the memories along with it. Okay, that sounds like one of the Yama Kings that Gobbet was talking about. I wish I had taken notes down about it. And that did not give me any karma. Oh well. So, we now have a choice of missions. And we could also look into getting better armor and better guns. That might be a good idea. At least better armor. Haven't found anybody related to that. The guy this person wants. Handsome somebody. Hello, Frederick. Okay, Ermine. Back again, I see. Didn't catch your name before. Doesn't take Shadowrun's eye to tell who runs Club 88. Even the roughest of patrons show deference to the troll woman in the back. It also helps that she tends a veritable arsenal of high-grade firearms. Didn't catch yours either. I'm Noel. Ermine Cafe. Pleased to meet you. We get a lot of passers through. After their business with the Darkmen or Yellow Lotus, they get escorted here to relax and shop. Then they leave. I'm happy to never know their name, but you're a different story, aren't you? What have you heard? Not much, yet. So what can I do for you? Raymond Black. Have you heard of a man named Raymond Black? I seem to recall a blurb on the news, but I didn't pay much attention. Not a name I know. If there was a name worth knowing, I'd know it. Let's have a look. Tell me a bit more about this place. Club 88? We bought it 10 years ago. Before that, my husband crewed ships for Wu Jing. He'd be gone for weeks and sometimes months at a time, and I was sick of it. Raising 2 boys on my own? Troll boys? We needed something more stable, and I needed a husband at home, so he retired and we put everything we had saved into this place. The 88 stands for good fortune, and the club has proven worthy of the name. Only some people appreciated that success instead of whining about things that will never be. I'm doing the wrong voice for you, aren't I? Let's have a look at what you're selling. Do you have outfits? You do. Let me look at what my current outfit is. No, that's not what I want. My current outfit is secure samurai clothing, armor value of 1. And let me look at my skills. I have point and pistol. That should go up eventually. Let's take a look. I could buy this. I think I already have that though. Do I have a data jack? Look at the outfits. Yeah, I think I want the outfit. There we go. Yep. I now have armor 3. Okay. Confirm. Okay. Is it changing my model? It is indeed changing my model. What do we look like now? Not bad. Pretty good. Okay. Let's take a... Oh, exit. I need to look at what gun I'm carrying. Seska, Black Scorpion. And what is my cyberware? Trade? No. Cyberware does... I do have a data jack. Good. I do have body, and I do have a weapon. Okay. That's right, I got bone lacing. Okay. I do have a data jack, so I can use smart link weapons. I did get that. Let's take a look. You have a smart link. 350, damage 6, 28 capacity. It's what I'm using right now, plus data jack. This is cheaper. I could get that, but I'm not really good with that kind of thing. My skill... My 1 point of range skill is in pistols. Now, if I get this, it's exactly what I'm running right now, I think. Yeah, because there it is. Except it has a smart link. This would do a little bit more damage, but it has a smart link too. Or I could get this, and again, it's a little bit more damage, but the capacity is pretty low. I'm not planning on using it very much, because I plan to do fighting more than anything. She's melee focused, but I might as well grab that. This is the smart link one. Okay, confirm. And we're going to sell the... Let's take a look. We're going to sell items. Yes. And confirm. Exit. Okay. Could talk to you, see if there's any, Troll Patriarch of Club 88 gently polishes a collection of old wooden belaying pens. These are but a few of the nautical touches that struggle vainly to assert their theme against the club's otherwise glassy, neo-punk decor. You will spend some time in the Navy. I'm just a landlubber, I reckon you're not? Snarky, I like that. You reckon rightly, though I haven't been on the water in far too long. Sounds like you miss it. Do I not strike you as the king of island nightlife? You look more like you want to bash the house speakers with those pins. Ah. At best you're a duke, but I have yet to see you dance. You take the man out of the ocean, but not the ocean out of the man. I'm going to say this. And you won't. So how can I help you? Why the change of vocation? Why does a man give up drinking, or sell his trike, or throw out his porn collection? Full woman, of course. And I had one hell of a woman. Still do. This place was her dream, a business, a home, for us together. Hard to deny the worth in that, no matter how much I miss what I once had. No, ma'am. No regrets at all. What was it like, out on the high seas? Better when I was younger. Things were simpler then. Not terribly profitable. Got my start on fishing trawlers, just barely scraping by. Good folk. Over the years, I made a name for myself, as one does. Got more regular work on better crews. Eventually earned a spot on a tugboat. Spent the bulk of my years crewing ocean-going tugs for Rouget. Big ships, the tankers, the bulkers, the container ships, the seabed miners, are all run by technical crews and computers now. On the smaller merchant boats, there's still a little seafaring left, but not much. But on the tugs, the supply boats, the salvage craft, that's where there's still a place for old-time sailors. It matters if you can wrap a cable on the wrench in a 30-foot seas, jury-rig a diesel engine, and keep a boat on course with just the wheel and the binnacle. After the bridge windows are all blow out, it was a hard life, but good. I'll leave you. Yeah, he's reminiscing, but he doesn't pine for it. X-Flow nods in your direction. She sees you. Hi there. Anything else I can do for you? See you later, X-Flow. And you're a shop. Evening. Column Cafe at your service. You know me. You forgot me already. Maybe I have. I suppose one of us didn't make much of an impression. I think I like... You're kind of bitchy when you're sober. I agree, and I intend to work on that. Oh, I'm not a nice person sober, so I'm going to go get drunk now. Okay. Frederick, do you have anything new to say? Young troll bouncer, you're the better of the two brothers. Your cat has a cyber eye. The young troll bouncer manning the door is in the midst of patting down a prospective patron with enough force to dislocate a shoulder or hip, while other shady-looking patrons walk idly past him into the club. He waves the shaken man inside, propelling him forward with a final pat on the back. People don't realize that you've got to check for internal weapons as well as external ones. Oh, and you know how to do that. I've got it down to a science. You just need the right technique. Matter of fact, I caught a guy last week with a phosphorus grenade in his leg compartment. And what did you do? Disarmed him, of course. Got it back behind the bar now. I'm not going to blow it off in the river. I'm going to blow it off in the river. Impress some girls. You're looking for a pat on yourself? Are you getting fresh with me? Ha, you're all right. You need anything, you let me know. Are you a member of the family that owns this place? Sure am. Frederick Coffey. Some call me Freddy. Most call me shit, no, please stop. Or something along those lines. I'm also the current record holder for the Club 88 pitch and toss, which is to say I throw deadbeats harder and farther than anyone else around these parts. High water mark is that piece of tape over yonder. Guy was an orc too, hefty, but he simply soared that day. Wow. Are you running any business on the side? Now, may take the occasional payment to look the other way or be in the can when a fight breaks out, but I have enough on my plate that I can't really take on much else. Training, you see, I love what I do, but you gotta work hard to stay in peak condition. I've also got some next steps in mind, so I'm working even harder toward that. Big plans, you just wait and see. Why are you searching some people and letting others in? This is a private club. There's three kinds of people I let in: members, guests of members, and people who make a good case. The latter two get a really good search before they go in the door, unless they're with kindly Chang or the Emperor of Japan or something. I don't care if someone has a cyber spur or a holdout pistol or whatever, but we can't have serious weapons on non-members inside. Ma sells some big stuff, but she puts electronic trigger locks on her merchandise until they're out of the door, so people don't get dumb ideas. This is a no assassination safe zone. Serious weapons go into the weapons check, unless you're a member. That way, if a big firefight ever breaks out, the members will have the upper hand. We keep the killings very rare. But they happen. Very rare means they happen. Most happen when some members get all fried up and decide to settle a score with box cutters or something. So, I'm a member now. You work for kindly, as a Shadowrunner no less. That makes you a member. Remember the rules. No fighting unless you know it comes down to that, and you're ready to skip off the concrete. No killing either. If you've got a legitimate killing business, go do it somewhere else. People come here to have a good time. You're really just trying to minimize collateral damage, aren't you? I'm going to go wordy on this one. Pretty much. I'll leave you be. Okay, so I'm holding off. Your thing is still a mystery to me. Are you just random flash? I'm going to go check out 10 Arms, see if there's any. I guess I could go wander around, see if the handsome person is around this map somewhere. Well, let's see what 10 Armed has for me. Hey, my fellow countrywoman returns! You want some chips and dip? Help yourself, it's on the engine block. Spider drone walks past you carrying a biohazard bag with a severed arm in it. There's a big Sahara Combat League race tonight. Everybody's coming over. You want to come? No, I bet Kindly's keeping you busy. You're from the UCAS Midwest. How'd you land in Hong Kong? Ambrose bites one of his nails and regards you with a hint of suspicion. Well, that's a long story, kind of personal. It involves some jobs, a girl, a real good reason to leave Chicago, and a whole shit ton of guns and money. Oh, this is after Bug City. Chicago. Are you following the news of the quarantine? Yeah, I am. It's a terrible thing that's happened there. My old hood is inside the containment zone. A lot of good peeps locked behind that wall. Supposedly it's insect spirits, but it's being covered up. I know. I saw the leaked material too. Some of the footage is pretty convincing. Megavitus, plague, bug spirits. I'm not sure which is more scary. Bug spirits. Bug spirits more scary than that, yeah. Hell, maybe it's The Walking Dead. Think about it. We've got at least 4 HMHVV variants. I think it's only a matter of time until we get zombies. Ambrose gets a nervous shiver. The nearby robotic arms tremble briefly. I'd take zombies over these bug spirit things, tell you what. Me too! Bug spirits are nasty! Guns and money were involved? Sounds like a good story. Shadowrunning? Yeah, stuff like that. I was a hardcore vehicle rigger back then, before Johnny Law cracked down on road rigs. Ambrose smiles. He seems to warm up a little. Man, those were the cowboy days. Freaky as hell, but great to remember. Ambrose gets a wistful look on his face. We'd rebuild trucks and chop shops, reinforce the frames, bolt armor on, mod the suspension with robotics, drive them right through the front windows of buildings, then bash aside Lone Star cruisers on the way out. Good times. You do that in Hong Kong, you get auto barricades and a missile enema. Crying shame. Anyway, we need to get out of I need to get out of Chi Town and spread my wings. Nearby spider drone fidgets. You know how that goes. A girl was involved in you getting here, huh? Yeah, there was. He shrugs awkwardly as if to make light of it. His voice has a hint of strain in it. But that's a story for another day. You sound like somebody else that I might be able to get a mission from later. So, lots of people I need to cultivate relationships with. I was worried about that. That's one of the reasons I'm holding off on going another mission. Generally, between missions, you want to talk to all your people to see so that you can cultivate them, the relationships, and open up extra missions and maximize your karma gain, and also get to the entirety of the story. That's the more interesting thing for me. Hong Kong seems like a long way to go just to get a break from Chicago. Sometimes a guy just needs a change of scene. Ambrose smiles, but there's a steely look in his eyes. Hey, it's grand digging up the wreckage of the past, Noel, but time's wasting. I left Chicago, I landed in the Kong. After a while of running the Kong shadows, I landed here in Chrome Alley. That's really the gist of it. Now, we'd better get back to earning a living. Show me your services. Sure thing. Tune up or spare parts. I'll take that V8 engine and a box of chocolates. I like you. You've got good taste, but that engine is family. Seriously, what do you want? Cyberware. Okay. Can have vision. My vision gives an extra percentage to hit. Ooh, I have enough for that? Just barely. It's the Cyber Spur. What am I running right now? Razors? Doesn't do AP damage though. I really like the AP damage. The Ares hand razor also causes more bleeding damage. Why is this? It does more damage. Critical chance. Anything else I can afford? No. So it's the Spur, which is basically the Wolverine weapon. Ooh, Satyr with skill wires. Or the vision magnification. Passive 3% to hit. I don't know how much of an increase that is. Essence after all cyberware installs. All. There is nothing here that is really all that interesting that I can afford. I'll correct myself. So I think I am going to hold off. Goodbye, Ambrose. Time for me to go. And cheers, Noel. Talk to you later. And time for me to pick a new video. I am still going to go around and looking to see if there's any characters I've missed in this area. I want to get all the hub taken care of for a bit. And then we'll probably... Shouldn't take too much longer. I know it's a lot of... The electro furnace room has been built out as a medical clinic and a machine shop. The air is alive with the rumble of furnaces and the hum of cooling fans. It is sweltering. The front area is more like a homey coffee house than a clinic lobby. Comfortable old furniture, used digipads, coloring books. The wall opposite the boilers is cluttered with a mixture of photos and prints. Local artists' work, images of military vehicles, off-road racing, Rube Goldberg machines, personal photos, old-time Chicago gangsters, the Desert Wars Motorized Combat Division. Inspect the personal photos. The pictures are mostly of Hayoi residents, holidays and parties. Tin-armed Ambrose is in many of them. The vast scope of the photos suggests that Ambrose must be acquainted with almost everyone in Hayoi. Look at the clinic space. The work area seems more like a machine shop than a medical theater. A robot-sized operating table and a hydraulic lift supporting a partly disassembled V8 engine Where is the V8 engine? Occupy places of equal importance against the north and south walls. Prosthetic limbs are racked overhead like machine parts. A heavy lift hoist is clamped to an I-beam. Impressive home-built computer sits against the far wall. Several bunker-built towers sit under the desk. Fans whirring. Looks more like a sysadmin Decker's server station than a doctor's terminal. The floors are scuffed concrete stained with grease and old blood. The faint odors of ammonia, gasoline, and antiseptic mingle in the air. A large sign on the back wall reads, "No sanitary space, no spitting." Okay. Yeah, this is the waiting area. Oh. Examine the computer. This impressive home-built computer is running multiple large memory units and processors. Chilled air from its active cooling system washes around you to the whir fans. A thin fiber optic cable runs across the floor to Ambrose in his chair. On the wall behind the computer are miscellaneous decorations, notes and photos. Two items stand out. A large dry erase calendar and a corkboard plastered with printouts. Look at the printouts. News clippings and BBS posts have been printed, carefully snipped and pinned in place. Most are less than a year old. They're intermixed with grainy photographs of what looks like a devastated city, Chicago. News articles describe an outbreak of a virulent version of the virus plague in the city and subsequent quarantine of a zone containing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people. News items are plain text bulletin board postings printed out. The very fact that they're from so crude a site is strange. Very, very few Matrix sites are so plain. Identify the source of the printouts. We know what that is. That's going to be Shadowlands. The poster are from Shadowland, the Shadowland, a dark Matrix site for Shadowrunners that operates out of the Denver Data Haven. It's the first and foremost of all underground anonymous systems dedicated to shadowrunning activity. Captain Chaos, Fastjack, and other global shadow-decking luminaries appear in these posts. Search your mind for an analogous event. It takes a moment. Then a similar set of described conditions comes to mind. The 900 Days by Harrison Salisbury, a detailed Russian account of the 20th century Nazi siege of Leningrad, Russia. Examine the postings. Files smuggled out from within the containment zone. They describe a cover-up, the detonation of a small nuclear weapon, and the catastrophic release of insect spirits into the city. I read that novel. It's horrible. The current conditions, as reported by drones and escapees, are horrific. Turn your attention to the wall as a whole. We'll look at the calendar. The dry erase calendar is cluttered with a relentless storm of commitments written in cramped, sloppy Hanzi. Most appear to be medical appointments with patients, followed by a busy list of social engagements. Closer scrutiny reveals others. A basic mechanics class on Wednesday nights, basic computer coding Sunday afternoons. Before both of these, inked in red marker, is prepare lesson plan, you stupid idiot. Yeah. As a teacher, yeah. Holidays, big combat auto races, birthdays. Every Sunday until 4 p.m. is simply labeled Engine. Huh. Only 5 hours a night are allocated to sleep, but large swaths of time are conspicuously labeled Hangover. Look away. Oh, he schedules his hangover time. Where is the V8 engine? When they mention things like that, they usually appear in the area. There's the computer. Huh. Oh, I wonder if it's over here. Okay, well, I'm going to go on to the next video, because I haven't done that yet. See you in the next one.